Tell me, when I talk about your work, I always like to get you to talk about what it means in terms of the process, because sometimes I believe that when we create, and it doesn't always have to be through, tactile art or building or like woodwork or things like that. Creating is about using what I believe is about using your being connected to it like a spirit, an energy, and working through the different areas of your life through a continuous manual and thinking process. Do you agree with that?
I do agree. And I will say that it's taking me a while to get to that, or to get to that understanding. And in that process, I've been able to look back and remember you nudging me. Nudging me respectfully, and kind of making me aware, not necessarily of the spiritual aspect, but the aspect that is outside of just the art in itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, making the art, the collecting, thinking about it, and making the art is a calming process. Mm-hmm. It's like a therapy of sorts, a self therapy of sorts. Mm-hmm. And it's also, it gives me the opportunity to think about the future, and in a weird way, or in a way to create that future. Whether it's planning my day tomorrow, or the next show, or the next project, or who I want to be in 5 years. It gives me that silence to.
So there's the older sister that wants to be like, go ahead, answer.
Yeah.
Okay, and so, knowing that we grew up on, oh my God, what was that one toy, Tinker or something? Do you remember that one? With the logs?
The logs, yeah.
Yes. Like Legos.
Lincoln logs. Legos, Connects, Erector sets.
Can you see like a direct correlation in how intentional Mom was? And do you remember the creative closet? Is that what she used to call it? What did she call it?
I don't remember the creative closet, but no, not in the name, but I remember all of the stuff that we had. Yeah. And the yarn dolls, all the different yarn dolls. Indeed. All the different glue sticks, the arts and crafts, the felt cutting, the sewing.
Yeah. The Christmas bulbs.
Yeah.
Remember making the Christmas bulbs?
I do.
Yeah.
And then there was on Saturdays, Mom used to take us to the Millennium Stage at the Kennedy Center, and the Smithsonian's.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, okay, and the mom in me wants to say, and so because you have how old?
13-year-old daughter.
Tazima, how do you feel like you've extended that down to your own daughter?
So I've tried.
And I do get it, because it is an attempt. You don't know how much they're going to grasp.
Yes.
And when it's going to affect them.
So it definitely has been an attempt. Tazima is very creative, but she won't necessarily allow me to be creative with her. So it's essentially me having to supply the things that she wants every now and then, give some advice, and then be ushered out of the room.
Does that feel like reminiscent of anybody?
You. No, I mean it's all of us. So that is part of the continual learning to be a dad process.
Yeah.
And also like the transformation from like a dad to a teacher, or like a hands-on dad that wants to be in her learning process versus just like, oh, you may want to do this, and then me leaving the room, and
yeah.
It's kind of just an exploration in colors and sorry, thank you. Yeah, in
Talk about the
colors.
style, the technique.
Gotcha, thank you. Colors and textures. So all the work here is paper collage. It's ripped magazine, usually National Geographics, torn and applied on paper, watercolor paper, with water and glue. And it's just layer after layer after layer. For the figures, the majority, or all of them really, have been drawn on or drawn in pencil, and then I apply collage on top of that.
Okay, can we talk about some of the, so I remember like in the last like couple of years, you've transitioned from working with what I would call like a more circular or more organic shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've moved into long form
More
strips.
More strips, yep.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so the strips actually came from...
Wow, can you all see that picture? It looks like there's a cloud in the middle.
Yeah,
you all see that?
It's the reflection.
I know, it's awesome.
So, yes, the strips actually came from me not being happy with the backgrounds that I was creating for my figures. So I was messing around, trying new techniques to differentiate the figures from the background, and I came upon strips, layers of strips, layered on top of each other, and then a little bit after that, I became more interested in what the strips were saying than the figures that I was trying to bump up.
Okay. Back and get us both in now. Okay. So we're gonna start to wrap up. But Alanzo, like, what is your objective around your work? If you feel like sharing that.
So it's been a struggle because I haven't, until now, I haven't necessarily felt like there is an objective beyond just expressing myself.
Yeah.
And I've actually been kicking myself because, and this is part of possibly like the imposter syndrome, you have a very specific thing that you want to do. Right?
Meaning like me as in your sister Amber?
Yes, you want to advocate, right? Right?
Yeah, that is absolutely,
perspective.
that's one of the most important things, yes, it's been creative for me.
Yeah, so I have been, one of my struggles is feeling as if I also have to advocate versus just being okay, at this moment. With,
right.
No, I just want to relax, express myself, vent a little bit. So yeah.
Huh, that's a really good answer for me.
I know, I thought you'd like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so then, you absolutely do not have to specifically use your work in that way. It's part, it does it not, although it's part of my journey, it does not have to be part of yours, and that's fine, that's okay.
Yep.
That has its own beauty and definite path of itself.
Yeah. So I've known that about myself for a while, right?
Yeah.
But only now coming to terms with it, like being okay.
Yeah, being able to talk about it. Express
Indeed,
it out loud.
indeed. And it's not that I don't have things that I might want to advocate for.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't know if I'm prepared to do so yet.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it be talking or whether it be producing that thing. So.
But it's a tremendous point where you are right now to be here, to be able to talk about it, and specifically be able to share that with me. So I appreciate you, and I love you.
Love you too.
And so tell people where they can find out about your work.
Ender Speaks on Instagram.
Spell that.
AENDER Speaks, SPEAKS on Instagram.
And I will